People are going crazy over the Nintendo Switch 2 pricing. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I already recorded this video, and it recorded through the wrong microphone. It recorded through my webcam mic and not my Yeti. So I'm just going to redo the video, and I'll try to make it quick. The last one was like 20 minutes, so I'll try to make this one like no more than 10. So, I had a few things that I wanted to discuss regarding the Switch 2, mostly about the pricing because some people are going pretty crazy over it. So, let's talk about the price of the console itself. 450 United States dollars or $500 for the Mario Kart World bundle with the console. My opinion, 450 for the console, totally reasonable. Now, I do want to preface before getting into the video that I am on the side of not necessarily defending these prices on Nintendo's behalf, but like kind of giving my reasoning as to why, like, if these end up being the final prices, I'm gonna pay for them anyways. I'm gonna pay them anyways. Think about that how you will, but not trying to really defend Nintendo, just trying to give my opinion as to why, like, hey, these prices, they are kind of nuts, but I'm gonna buy them anyways. I think a lot of people are going to end up in this boat, so let's get into it. Switch 2 price, $450 for the console, $500 for the bundle with Mario Kart World. Low-key, these prices are fine to me. The Switch 1 was $300 on release, and then the OLED was $350. I was expecting the Switch 2, just the console, to be $500, so the fact that it's $50 less than what I expected it to be, and then for the price I expected it to be, you also get the launch title, Mario Kart World. Sounds pretty good to me. I think most people are okay with the Switch 2 console's price. Now, I know there's a lot of people going crazy over how tariffs are going to affect the Switch 2 console price. They already delayed the pre-orders. They were supposed to start like the day after the Switch 2 Direct. They got pushed all the way back to, I believe, May 8th or 9th for the United States and Canada, which we're going to talk about the tariff right now. The tariff is no longer seemingly going to be affecting the Switch 2's price, and I think they saw this coming, and that's why they pushed back the release date. So, United States President Donald Trump set a 46% tariff on incoming products from every country in the world. We're not going to really talk about whether this is a good or bad thing because that's politics. We're not doing politics. I'm just here to tell you that Donald Trump put a 46% tariff on imported goods from all over the world into the United States. He has, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, he's not dropping the tariffs, but he is recessing the tariff from 46% to 10% for the first 90 days so that they can start doing commerce treaties. Which means the Switch comes out in less than 90 days. So at least at launch and a little while after launch for the Switch 2, the tariff should not affect these prices. It should still be $450. It should still be $500 for the bundle. And this is great for a lot of people. A lot of people were worried that, 46% tariff, are we going to see a 50% price increase? Is this thing going to bump up to $600, $700 just for the console because of the tariff? At least at launch, no. So if you get a pre-order in, you'll be all right. We'll have to see how the tariffs are going to affect the console's price after release because they are going to go back up to 46%, and it'll also depend on the commerce treaties that are made with Japan. So that's a whole thing. That we'll know more about that in a few months. But for right now, the way it's looking, the tariffs are the 10% tariff on the Switch 2. They're not even going to bother changing the price. It's 10%. So that's great, right? A lot of people were worried about the Switch 2 going up crazy prices, but it's seemingly, for right now, at least at launch, will be okay. We'll have to wait until further information comes out on Japan commerce treaties and whatnot, but for right now, it's looking good. So the price of the games the price of the console will be the same. And I think Nintendo saw this coming, which is why they pushed the pre-orders back to May 8th and 9th, or May 8th or 9th, I don't remember which one. And they did that because Like, what if they did do the pre-order starting a couple weeks ago, and then, you know, they included tariff pricing, and oh well, now people pre-ordered the Switch for, say, $600. Oh, but then the tariff gets reduced from 46% to 10%. So everyone just spent like an extra $200 for seemingly no reason. How would Nintendo go about with that? Would they just apologize and not refund anybody? Would there be refunds? How would people go about receiving a refund? That's a whole thing. And what if you pre-order through a store? How is that going to work? So, yeah, that would have been a whole problem that luckily has been avoided due to Nintendo pushing back the pre-order date, because I think they probably saw this tariff recession coming. So, enough about the tariffs. Let's move on to the game prices. I want to preface this right out the gate. Physical games in the United States are not $90, guys. They are not $90. They are $80. It's $80 for digital and $80 for physical. There has been zero confirmation on anything stating that physical games are going to be $90. I don't care if you saw a random Twitter post on Twitter saying that Mario Kart World is $90 physical. That is not Nintendo. That is not official. These games are not going to be $90 on release, as we know. I believe the $90 price point came from a miscommunication or a mistranslation on the European sales, because I believe that the Mario Kart World in Europe is going to be 90 euros or pounds or whatever they use. It's 90 of their currency. So I think some people mistook that as $80 physical American, and then $90, $80 digital US, and then $90 physical US, which is just not the case, and it's been going around so much, and so many people are believing it, and it's actually insane how many people genuinely believe this mistranslation, miscommunication to be legit when there's been no confirmation other than the fact that Mario Kart World in the United States will be $80. There's been nothing saying that the physical will cost $10 more. As far as we are aware, physicals and digitals are still going to be the same price. It's honestly ridiculous to think that they would be different prices. I know we're talking about Nintendo here, but even for Nintendo, that seems a little out there. So, guys, $80. Now let's talk about, is Mario Kart World going to be worth $80? Are upcoming games going to be worth these $70, $80 price points? Depends on who you are. If you just despise the fact that you have to spend more money on video games now, even though video games are the cheapest they've ever been, comparing, you know, prices with the inflation from the 90s and whatnot. I think Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo was like, in today's money, would have been like $130 or something crazy. Video games have been the cheapest they've ever been relatively. So, but there's still gonna be people that'll complain, and that's totally fair. Spending more money on games is always a downside, because you could always save that money for other games or other things in life. So having to spend a little more money on games, that kind of sucks, and I think a lot of people get that. However, for me, you know, $80 for Mario Kart World, I think that's fine. I mean, I would like it to be cheaper, but if it comes out as $80, or in my case, I mean, I'm gonna get the bundle cut. Let's use Donkey Kong Bonanza as an example. If Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out as $80, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna buy it for $80. And the reason for that is because I love my Switch One, and I get so much out of my Switch One that I love the console. And I'm so excited for the Switch 2, and all the games that have been announced and are coming out, and they look awesome. So, for me, spending $80, $70, or $80 on Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be worth it, because one, I love Donkey Kong. Two, the experience of playing Donkey Kong at launch with everyone else is going to be awesome. All my friends are going to be playing it. We're all going to be playing it together. It's going to be great. And two, I'm going to get so much time out of this game. I'm not necessarily a hardcore gamer, but I am a casual gamer that plays a lot. So, for me, I'm going to get my money's worth with Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm going to get my money's worth with Mario Kart World. I'm going to get my money's worth with Pokemon Legends EA. Like, etc., etc. I'm going to be getting our money's worth with all these games. Are they expensive? Yes. Were they already expensive? Yeah. $60 is still a lot of money, guys. Like, We can't pretend that $60 for video games was cheap, because it's not. Anything over $30 for a video game is expensive, and I think we have to realize that. Now, $70, $80, you know, that's more money, but that doesn't mean that $60 was a good price point. That doesn't mean $60 was cheap. $60 was still expensive, guys. Like, if you're really concerned about, you know, you were already spending $60 on video games, and if you want to buy, if you're complaining about a game being $70, if you're really worried about spending that extra $10 for a game that you're probably going to really enjoy and then not care about the price point afterwards, like, I don't know what to say to you. I mean, if that's how you want to be, then, you know, fine. If you want to just complain to complain, that's fine. Prices could be better, but that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. I think most people we're going to buy these games anyways. We're going to play them, and then, you know, once we get our hands on them and start playing them, most people will realize that these games are either worth the price, or they're just not even going to think about the price after they buy them, because, you know, after you spend $70 or $80 on Donkey Kong Bonanza, you don't have that money anymore. Why think about it? You have the game. Think about the game. Play the game. Enjoy the game. That's what it's about to me. Enjoying the game and experiencing playing with others. That's what I value. That's why I'm okay with paying these prices if it comes down to it. A lot of people disagree. A lot of lonely people don't have friends to play these games with. So, you know, if you don't have friends that are going to play Mario Kart with you, maybe Mario Kart World for $80 is not going to be worth your time. And that's fine. Don't buy the game. It's that simple. Just don't buy the game. You'll be okay. And if there ever does come a time in the future where, hey, maybe you made some new friends that do play Mario Kart or like Mario games or like Nintendo games, then maybe you can get Mario Kart World and play with them. But, you know, if the game is not something you're interested in already, then don't complain about the price, because you're probably not going to buy it anyways. And if it is something you're interested in and you are going to value and enjoy that experience, then hey, at the end of the day, money is just money. And I know, you know, not everyone gets a lot of it, but it is what it is. I mean, we really can't afford, like, we can't get these prices to change. Nintendo's not going to change their game prices. A lot of people are saying the Switch 2 is going to be a Wii U situation. I really doubt that. The Switch 2 Direct had over 1 million views within an hour. Like, you know, people are going to get the Switch 2, and it's not necessarily a Wii U situation. The marketing is good. They are very clearly telling you it's a new console, it's a new thing. Here's the price. It's cheaper than the competitor consoles. A lot of people are going to be buying this thing. A lot of families are going to be buying this thing. A lot of collectors are going to be buying this thing. And then, you know, the games are very obviously going to be Switch 2 and Switch 1. Switch 1 has black. Switch 2 are red boxes with red cartridges. It's very clearly a different thing. The marketing here is good. This is not going to be, I don't think this is going to be a Wii U situation at all. I don't think that, you know, there's a lot of people saying that these prices are going to fail because they're so expensive. People aren't going to buy them. People are going to buy them anyways. Mario Kart World is, I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is already the best-selling Nintendo game ever. Mario Kart World is about to top that, I think, like, within a year. So, anyways, that's my little rant on the game prices. Like, if you don't like them, just don't buy them. But if you are interested in the game, you're probably going to get the enjoyment and experience you'd want out of the price point. It could be cheaper, but let's not pretend that $60 is cheap. I mean, it's not. We were already spending $60 on these games. You know, spending a little more, it is what it is if we have to. You can always just not buy the game, or if you really want to go the extra mile, you could just emulate the game. There's alternatives, guys. Let's not pretend that the here-all be-all is buy Donkey Kong Bonanza for $70 or buy Mario Kart World for $80. You cannot buy the game. You can emulate the game a few months after it comes out once ROMs are available. There's alternatives. I think the reaction that some people are giving is a little over the top, and it's just a lot. I think it's just a lot of Nintendo fans not necessarily keeping up with what Xbox and PlayStation does, because they kind of do the same thing. Same with the Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade prices. I mean, there's been a lot of PlayStation games where, you know, they release like a PS4 to PS5, a PS5 upgrade edition from the PS4, And then, it's like 20 bucks, 30 bucks. Nintendo's are cheaper. Nintendo's doing $10 for these upgrades if you already have the game. So like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, $10 each if you already own the game. If you don't already own the game, that's where it starts to get pricey, because you're going to be buying Switch 2 games as well as buying these Switch 1 games with the upgrade prices. So, Breath of the Wild is going to be like 70 bucks, and Tears of the Kingdom will be 80 bucks if you don't already own the games. Now for me, I already own the games. I've owned a lot of the first-party Nintendo Switch games, so these upgrade editions aren't going to be hitting me as much because, $10 here and there for an upgrade pack, totally fine. Especially if you have Nintendo Online, where, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, those are going to be free if you have Nintendo Online already. So, 10 or 15 bucks for the Kirby upgrade pack that comes with extra content DLC. 10 or 15 bucks for the Mario Party Jamboree upgrade pack that comes with extra content and DLC. Like, I think that's fine. I think the upgrade prices are fine. I was honestly expecting them to be like maybe 20 or 30 bucks for the upgrade price, and I'm really glad they're not. $10 if you already own the game is fine. And hey, if you don't already own the game, this is your chance to get the Nintendo Switch 2 edition physically. You can get Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2 physically, get the cartridge, boom, you have the physical and the upgrade pack all in one cartridge. But I'm going to try to wrap up the video here. I know I said like 10 minutes or less. It's already been 16. So, to recap, I think the Switch 2, the price for the console is totally fine. I think a lot of people agree. The tariff is not going to have as much of an impact on release. We'll have to see what happens after release, but as long as when it comes to pre-orders and release, tariff should not have any impact now, which is amazing. The game prices, while being expensive, it at the end of the day, it is what it is. If we have to pay for it, we have to pay for it. You can always not buy the game. You can always wait a few months to emulate it. Especially for single player games like Donkey Kong Bonanza is probably going to be single player. You'd be totally fine emulating that. Now for ones like Mario Kart World, you'd probably want to buy that for real, because you can't really do multiplayer on an emulator, but at least not to my knowledge, but hey, you never know. And then the upgrade prices, ideally they would be free, but $10 if you already own the game, and then some of them are going to be free if you have Nintendo Online. I say that's a pretty sweet deal for people who have been collecting Nintendo Switch games like me. I already have a lot of the first-party Nintendo games for the Switch 1, so these upgrade packs aren't going to be hitting me as hard. But if, someone never had a Switch 1, they're getting a Switch 2, you're going to have to spend money on Switch 2 games, and then if you want Switch 1 games, you're going to have to spend money on the Switch 2 editions, which are going to cost even more than they originally did, because it's the Switch 2 edition game plus the upgrade pack, which is an extra 10 bucks on top of the original price. So, really depends on where you're coming from. For someone like me who loves my Switch, plays it a lot, takes it with me almost everywhere I go, Switch 2 is almost a must for me. But it's not going to be a must for everybody, and that's totally okay. If you like your Steam Deck, if you prefer your Steam Deck, that's totally fine. Keep using your Steam Deck. Nobody is going to kill you for not buying a Switch 2. Nobody is going to kill you for not buying a Switch 2 game that's $70 that you're not really even interested in the first place. Like, for me, I don't really care too much about Metroid Prime 4. I liked Metroid Dread, but I don't know if I'm going to be getting Metroid Prime 4. So, we'll see. I'm not going to, throw a fit if Metroid Prime 4 is $70 or $80, because I might not even be getting it. And if I do decide to get it, then I'll make sure I played enough to at least warrant the price of the game. But yeah, that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think about these things in the comments. Let's keep it civil. Don't be an asshole in the comments. Nobody likes that. All you do is just get yourself riled up and make other people upset. So keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Make sure to like and sub. Next week, a week from today, we will be doing a reaction to the Mario Kart Direct, where they will pretty much probably be showing off everything else in the game that we haven't already seen. So that'll be a good time. I'm excited for that. Hopefully that will justify the price a little more for a lot of people, because 80 bucks for Mario Kart World is kind of a lot. Even in my opinion, like $80 is, that's expensive, guys. But if I have to pay that, I'll pay it, but it's expensive. So hopefully what they show off of the next Direct will start to be more in line with the price point. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. leave your opinions down in the comments. I will be replying to comments as well. So that'll be it for the video. I'll see you on the next one.